What if I told you that the bolt of lightning you just saw could power your entire house for 3 months? Or that there's a place on Earth where lightning strikes the exact same spot over 250 times every single year? By the end of this video, you'll discover the most mind-blowing lightning facts that will completely change how you see every thunderstorm. Lightning is one of nature's most powerful forces, yet most people have no idea just how incredible it really is. We're about to dive into facts so shocking, they'll literally electrify your understanding of the world around you. Let's start with something that will blow your mind. A single lightning bolt contains enough energy to power 56 houses for an entire day. But here's where it gets really crazy, and I'll tell you why we can't actually harness this power in just a moment. First, let's talk about what lightning actually is, because it's not what you think. Lightning isn't just electricity jumping from clouds to the ground. It's actually a massive discharge of static electricity that's been building up in the atmosphere. When ice particles and storm clouds collide with each other, they create an electrical charge. The lighter particles rise to the top of the cloud and become positively charged, while the heavier particles sink to the bottom and become negatively charged. But here's the part that will shock you, literally. The temperature of a lightning bolt is approximately 30,000 Kelvin, which is about 53,500 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. In fact, lightning is the hottest thing on Earth, even hotter than lava from a volcano. Now remember when I mentioned we can't harness lightning's power? Here's why that's so frustrating. Lightning strikes the Earth about 100 times every single second. That's 8.6 million times per day. Imagine if we could capture just a fraction of that energy. But the problem is that lightning strikes are unpredictable, extremely brief, and contain massive voltage spikes that would destroy our current electrical infrastructure. Speaking of lightning strikes, here's something that will change how you think about getting struck by lightning forever. The odds of being struck by lightning in your lifetime are about 1 in 15,300. But here's the kicker. Some people have been struck multiple times and live to tell about it. Roy Sullivan, a park ranger from Virginia, was struck by lightning 7 different times and survived every single one. The odds of that happening are astronomical, about 1 in 10 to the power of 25. But wait, there's something even more incredible about lightning that most people don't know. Lightning doesn't just strike downward from clouds to the ground. There's actually something called upward lightning, where electrical discharges shoot up from tall structures like skyscrapers and towers toward the clouds. And here's the really mind-bending part. Most lightning never even touches the ground at all. Cloud-to-cloud lightning is actually much more common than cloud-to-ground lightning. In fact, about 75% of all lightning strikes happen entirely within clouds or between clouds. You've probably seen this type of lightning illuminating entire storm systems. But you might not have realized that most of these bolts never come anywhere near the Earth's surface. Now let me tell you about the strangest place on Earth when it comes to lightning. There's a location in Venezuela called Catatumbo where lightning strikes the same spot over 250 times per year. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a meteorological phenomenon that happens almost every single night. The lightning at Catatumbo is so consistent and bright that it's been used as a lighthouse for ships navigating the area for centuries. But here's where lightning gets really weird. Did you know that lightning can be different colors? Most people think all lightning is white or blue, but lightning can actually appear in red, orange, yellow, purple, and even pink. The color depends on the gases in the atmosphere and the temperature of the lightning bolt itself. Red lightning typically occurs at higher altitudes where there's less oxygen, while blue lightning is more common at lower altitudes. And speaking of strange lightning, there's a phenomenon called ball lightning that's so rare and mysterious that scientists are still trying to understand it. Ball lightning appears as a glowing sphere that floats through the air, sometimes for several seconds, before disappearing. It's been reported for centuries, but it's so uncommon that most people will never see it in their lifetime. Here's another fact that will shock you. Lightning can strike the same place multiple times. The idea that lightning never strikes the same place twice is completely false. In fact, tall structures like the Empire State Building get struck by lightning about 100 times per year. The building is essentially a giant lightning rod, attracting electrical discharges from storms in the area. But here's what's really incredible about lightning's power. When lightning strikes sand, it can create something called fulgurites, natural glass sculptures formed by the intense heat of the lightning bolt. These glass tubes can be several feet long and are created in just a fraction of a second. It's like nature's own glass-blowing workshop, powered by electricity. Now let me tell you about thunder, because most people don't understand the relationship between lightning and thunder. Thunder is actually the sound of lightning. When a lightning bolt creates a channel of superheated air, that air expands so rapidly that it creates a shock wave. That's the thunder you hear. The reason you see lightning before you hear thunder is because light travels much faster than sound. You can actually estimate how far away lightning is by counting the seconds between the flash and the thunder, then dividing by 5. Each 5-second interval represents about 1 mile. Here's something that might save your life someday. If you're caught outside during a thunderstorm, the safest position is actually to crouch down on the balls of your feet with your heels together. This minimizes your contact with the ground and reduces your height profile. Never lie flat on the ground, because if lightning strikes nearby, the electrical current can travel through the ground and still reach you. And here's a fact that will change how you think about lightning protection. Those rubber tires on your car don't actually protect you from lightning because they're rubber. They protect you because your car acts like a Faraday cage. The metal frame conducts electricity around you rather than through you. So if you're in a car during a thunderstorm, you're actually quite safe, but not for the reason most people think. Lightning has shaped human history in ways you might not expect. Benjamin Franklin's famous kite experiment in 1752 didn't just prove that lightning was electrical. It led to the invention of the lightning rod, which has saved countless buildings from lightning damage. But here's something most people don't know. Franklin probably never actually flew a kite in a thunderstorm. That story is likely a myth, and if he had actually done it, he probably would have been killed instantly. One of the most incredible facts about lightning is that it actually helps create life on Earth. Lightning produces nitrogen compounds that fall to the ground with rain, acting as a natural fertilizer for plants. Without lightning, the nitrogen cycle that supports plant life would be much less efficient. So in a very real way, lightning helps feed the world. There's also something called sprites, elves, and blue jets. These are types of lightning that occur high above thunderstorms, sometimes reaching into the upper atmosphere. These phenomena were only discovered in recent decades because they're so brief and difficult to observe. Sprites can extend up to 50 miles above the Earth's surface and appear as red or orange flashes that last for just a few milliseconds. Here's a fact that will blow your mind about lightning's speed. The stepped leader, the initial channel of electricity that moves from the cloud toward the ground, actually moves relatively slowly at about 200,000 miles per hour. But when the return stroke shoots back up from the ground to the cloud, it travels at about 100 million miles per hour. That's about 1/3 the speed of light. And finally, here's perhaps the most incredible lightning fact of all. Lightning may have been responsible for the origin of life on Earth. Some scientists believe that lightning strikes on the early Earth helped create the complex organic molecules that eventually led to the first living organisms. If this theory is correct, then every living thing on Earth, including you, owes its existence to lightning. The next time you see lightning, remember that you're witnessing one of the most powerful forces in nature, a phenomenon that's hotter than the sun, faster than almost anything in the universe, and potentially responsible for life itself. Lightning isn't just a weather event, it's one of the most incredible displays of raw power that nature has to offer. What's the most amazing lightning fact you learned today? And have you ever experienced lightning up close? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Bet You Didn't Know for more incredible facts that will change how you see the world around you.